It's opening day, July 12th, 2014. We're up here at Knoxville, by the pond. Already spotted one buck, still in velvet. Antlers are kind of short. We'll see if we can't get a peek at him with the camera. Got in here kind of late. I need to find me a hunting partner that get my ass up early in the morning. Got out of Backville around 3 o'clock. Got up here about 4:30 and then had to hightail it in here. Probably didn't get up the mountain until about, I don't know. I got in here about 5:45. It takes about an hour to walk in a couple miles off the road. He's about 150 yards away and he's in the bush. But we'll see if we can't get a better peek at him. I had to put my mask on so he wouldn't see my face. Looks like he's coming down the water. Goddamn ants crawling all over the camera. Well, he must have caught wind of me or seen somebody, because there was about 5 other trucks in the pull line when I got up here. But he came down to the opposite side of the pond. And then he got wind of something, started snorting, and then took off. I can still hear him snorting up in the hill. So he knows something's down here. Yeah, he's going back up the draw. Just heard another snort. He's pissed. He can't come in here and get some water. He very well could have caught sight of another hunter and just took the hell off. But I can still hear him snorting. He's snorting pretty good. Man, that's one of the issues hunting public lands, is you got to deal with other hunters. And that's probably what scared off that buck. He probably spotted him coming up over that ridge line. Did it about face and was out of here. Well, since that other hunter scared off that buck, and he's headed up the hill towards the buck, towards that draw that the buck went up into, I'm just going to sit right here and see if he scares the buck back down to me. I don't know why these guys get up here and walk all day long, but they do. You need to find yourself a spot and sit tight. As you can see, we got some pretty good trails running down here to the pond. Some pretty heavy ones. Right on down. This is the south side of the pond. We got another good one right there coming into the north side. I should say from the north side, coming into the pond. Pretty heavy trail. The pond is almost dry. I wouldn't say almost, but by the time rifle season comes around, this is not going to be a water hole anymore. And if it does dry up, it'd be the first time it dried up in many, many years. Doesn't help with all the drought going on for the last several years. Normally this pond is quite higher. But we get to August, September, and she's going to be nothing but a little bit of mud and some moss. Well, about every 5 or 10 minutes it keeps spotting hunters, all walking around. I don't know why they walk around. The game spots you before you spot the game, and that's not the name of the game. Take a seat. Watch, look, listen, smell, as usual. Anyways, hopefully one of these guys to bust out something, maybe run it by me. But the hills are crawling with hunters, that's for sure. I spotted 3 of them already, and they're all on the move. That might work for you in rifle season. It's not going to work for you during archery season. Not up here, not in Knoxville, not in this wide open country. They can hear you, see you. It's just too dry. If you're moving around, you're making too much noise. Hell, I'm making too much noise talking to you. But the sun's finally up, starting to warm up. I got in here early. Not as early as I like to be though. I normally like to sit down about an hour before sunup. Got in here a little bit late today. Like I said, guys walking all over the place around here. Can't kill nothing while you're walking around. At least not up here like this. Maybe if you were hunting some dense cover, but not when it's wide open like this. Blacktail range, good luck. Rifle season maybe, archery, you gotta be close. More guys are walking and a talking. I can hear them talking. If I can hear them talking, and they're several hundred yards away, what do you think the deer can hear? That's right, everything. And with that said, Rick's gonna shut up and start looking for some more deer. Well, I've had a few people ask me, what do you keep in your day pack, Rick? Well, that's a good question. Everybody should have a day pack when you go out hunting. So how about we take a look? First off, binoculars. You gotta have a good set of binoculars. These are Bushnell Instafocus. They're 10 by 50s. Pretty good. Had them for, I don't know, 10 or so years. They work great. Gotta have those. And this is what you don't want to be doing during the middle of the day. It's around noon. This guy's climbing a good little mountain here. In the heat of the day, doesn't have no cover on, nothing on his head. Looks like he's almost looking for something. Next on the list, whether you're rifle hunting or archery hunting, rangefinder. This is a Nikon Laser 800. Goes out to 800 yards. Great for rifle and bow. Got to have one of those. Make your shots count. First aid kit. Gotta have a first aid kit. I can never seem to find one that'll last long enough, so I take some old camera cases, these old soft cases, and that's what I use for my first aid kit. I think I'll have me a Jolly Rancher. Remember your trash, you pack it in, you pack it out. Okay, next on the list. Here's the pack out. Water. I always carry several containers of water. That's one of them there. I'll carry that one and then 2 Gatorade bottles, about this size, somewhere between 28 and 32 ounces, 34 ounces. So I got like 3 bottles of water on me most of the time. That's actually most of your weight in your pack is going to be the water. TP, man, you got to have TP and keep it from going bad. I usually just put it in a Ziploc bag. That way you don't get stickers in your ass. Okay, moving on. This is like an essentials pack right here. I got some stuff in here like a tape measure, space blanket, you know, dental floss, hunting license and tag. You gotta have that with you. Just some essentials in here. I got a pen, some paper. I think I even got some I got some aspirin in here. Some pitch, kind of rolled in with some grass. I always keep that on me for starting a fire, maybe one day. It's too dry and hot out here to start a fire, so we're going to let that go. Okay, moving on. A couple paydays. You got to have a couple paydays with you. Good energy. I got a towel in here, just a small hand towel. I got another little camera case I use for my bow essentials. It's got some Allen wrenches in it, broadhead wrench. That's about it. And maybe some, it's got some surgical tubing for my peep sight, just in case it breaks. A lot of times that stuff gets brittle. You'll need a spare. Okay. You gotta have a glass case, right? Gotta have a glass case for your glasses. Chewing gum. We got a Gerber Gator right here. This is what we like to use for gutting and all the skinning duties. Oh man, it's still got some blood on it from last year. We're gonna have to clean that up. Okay, we're back at it. We had a little mishap with the camera. It fell out of the tree. I didn't have it tied up, so that's another thing you should have in your pack is some string. Something to tie your tag onto the antlers. Right now we're tying the camera onto the tree, so I'll show you the string later, but you get the point. Okay, archery hunting, got to have a head net, you know, one of these. It's a good thing to wear gloves too so they don't see your hands, but at least have the head net. I had it on a little bit earlier when the buck came in. Normally you'd be wearing it all the time during archery season, but since it's really hot out today, it's almost like 100 degrees. I haven't really seen anything. This is wide open country, so normally you got time to kind of prep yourself, at least a few seconds, a minute or so. If you happen to see something coming in, get your mask on, make sure you're ready to go. All that good stuff. Hopefully this audio is turning out okay. The wind's starting to pick up pretty good now. Oh, yeah, we left off with the Gerber, right? Sunglasses. Bring sunglasses with you. You never know when you're going to need sunglasses. When I get out in the sun, I might as well be a bat. I feel like I'm blind half the time, so I got to have my shades. Little flashlight's useful. Really any old little flashlight to do, as long as it lasts you 4 or 5 hours or so. Tonight, or earlier this morning I should say, it was a full moon, so really didn't need any light walking in here at all. Moving on. For some reason I got 2 bags of lantern mantles in my pack. I don't know what for, because I don't have a lantern with me. We got a knife, fork, and spoon for eating, if you need to eat something. Got a lens pen for the camera so I can keep dust off the lens. That way you guys can see my ugly mug. We got a little fire starter in here. Yeah, I'm not even going to show you that. Blade sharpener right here for your knife. You're going to need one of these. You get into a lot of skinning like I do. You got to keep your blade sharp. Okay. We got some mustard and mayonnaise and some ketchup in this little guy. I just kind of keep it around. Sometimes I'll bring canned tuna with me and I'll just open up the can of tuna and throw in a little mayonnaise, maybe have some crackers with me, and there you go. That's lunch, breakfast, dinner. Okay, I think that's about it in the pack. We got some earplugs, but don't need those for archery season. This is buck balm. Normally I'll bring some of this out with me every once in a while, kind of help hide my scent. It's a little early for it right now since they're in the velvet, but later in the year it works pretty good. Spray it on the bottom of your shoes before you walk in. Spray it around the bottom of your pant legs too if you'd like. Spray it around the area where you're sitting when you finally find your spot. Just remember, it is doe piss, so you'll go home smelling like doe piss. So just keep that in mind. Well, today I have a tip for today's trip. So keep these two things in mind. It'll make hunting out in the field a little bit easier. Bring some Visine with you, okay? Indispensable, especially when you're glassing all day, whether it's archery, rifle season. Need to keep your eyes fresh, not irritated. So Visine, that's tip number one. Second tip of the day in your first aid kit. Besides, you know, band-aids, gauze, tape, you know, all that good stuff. Carmex. Make sure you got some Carmex. Because when it gets dry out here, the wind picks up, your lips will dry out real quick. Vital to have the Carmex. So the Carmex, the Visine, that's the tip for the trip this time. Until next time. So, if you folks have any questions for Rick Johnson and hunting, please contact VCT Access Channel 27, Vacaville Community Television, on our website. Get a hold of me, or you can email me at chokerfilms.com. Video services provided by Vacaville's very own Choker Films. Video production, editing, and compositing services.